What's up, guys? It's Carson back from Toxic Gaming today, and basically, we are here with week 1 of the P4G next gen stuff, going up against what's his actual name? I totally spaced out. Give me a minute here. Leaf White X, due to coach of the Dewford, Dewotts and stuff. I know I should be a little bit more professional and shit, but what can you do? I'm gonna be leaving early this week, so I gotta get this done as quickly as possible. But you guys did see the team builder beforehand, so you know the in-depth stuff of our team. You know what his draft is planning and everything like that. Quick rundown, just basic stuff of what we're bringing. If you had to skip the team builder, we have Torn Eye, our Skyplate Torn Eye with Defiant, with Superpower, U-Turn, Hurricane, and Knockoff. We have Metacham, our Scarf Metacham, with High Jump Kick, Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch, and Rock Slide. Torn was also 4 in HP, 252 Special, and 252 Speed, Naive Nature as well. So we get that mixed attacking Torn that still hits really hard. But Metacham is 44 in HP, 252 in attack, 4 in defense, 4 in special defense, because level 50 is dumb like that. And then 204 in speed, Jolly Natured. With Scarf, we outspeed pretty much everything, especially the Mega Lop. That's what we need to do. Next up, we have Sneasel with Life Orb, and Ice Shard, Knockoff, Low Kick, and Icicle Crash. 20 in HP, 252 in attack, 12 in defense, 4 in special defense, and then 220 in speed. Again, outspeeding a lot of things on his team. Then we have our Araquanid with Choice Band, fucking hitting things hard. With Liquidation, Leech Life, Facade, Toxic, Max HP, Max Attack, Adamant, 4 in defense. Basic Araquanid that's banded. Then we have our Zygarde with Hariachi Berry with 1,000 Arrows, Coil, Rest, Sleep Talk with max HP, 4 in attack, and then 252 in defense with an Impish Nature. Oh, hi, Cat. He decided to run back here for some reason. But basically our second option to stopping Mega Lop. I don't like it, but it's what we had to do. And then our first option to stop Mega Lop with Feral Thorn being Rocky Helmet, with Stealth Rocks, Spikes, Leech Seed, and Iron Head, 252 in HP, 4 in attack, and then 252 in defense with an Impish Nature. Basically, we don't have anything, like, our best thing for Mega Lop is Feral Thorn. That's the best thing on our draft. Which we can see that good old Leaf Blade X dude brought is the Mega Lop. He brought the Aromatisse, the Xurkitree, the Empoleon, Gliscor, and Latios. Latios I expected. Latios, Mega Lop, and kind of Aromatisse I expected. Aromatisse kind of does some good shutdown things and a good cleric form. But the mon I didn't expect to come at all was Gliscor. Like, it didn't make much sense to me why it was here when I have a Primarina that kind of doesn't care what Gliscor can do. And Araquanid just says, fuck you, right up to Gliscor. And so I didn't understand why Gliscor was here. Xurkitree did scare me if it got the chance to be able to get Beast Boost and stuff. Like, that could scare me with Scarf Xurkitree. And then in the Empoleon, I wasn't too scared of, because I could force him to defog on turns with the Empoleon. And the Empoleon being there, too, made me realize, it made me see, like, okay, that's his defogger. It's not going to be anything on Latios. It's probably not going to be on Gliscor, because you wouldn't be able to run the poison. I don't think you can run the poison thing on it anymore. Maybe you can now. Either way, defog is probably his Empoleon. That was what I was looking at just at the team preview stuff. As you can tell, I led with my Torn Eye because I really didn't know what he was going to lead with, and I wanted to be able to U-turn out, and I'll get more into that when we get into the battle. But besides all that, we'll just go right into the battle from now. Okay, we'll be right in here with the battle, being challenged by Pokemon Trainer Anthony. I'm guessing that's his maybe real name? I don't fucking know. But either way, I led off with my Torn Eye. I wanted to be able to U-turn stuff out early, get maybe some good pressure early on what he could bring in. He starts off with the Mega Lop. So in my head, I'm like thinking, okay, he's gonna Mega Evolve and quick Fake Out. This is a perfect opportunity for me to get Feral Thorn in here early game and get some chip damage on this thing. Like, I'm talking super early Iron Barbs, Rocky Helmet damage. That's what I'm going for right now. That's how I need to wear down this Mega Lop. We see he does Mega Evolve as he needs to, and he actually does go right for the Fake Out. Right what we were expecting. That's what this Ferrothorn is for, that anytime Mega Lop is in here and clicking Fake Out, I can actually come in and get that extra damage on it. And I'm sitting here like, okay, what is he going to think I'm going to switch into? What does he think I'm going to do? And he goes right for the fucking High Jump Kick. And I was like, oh, I was expecting him to switch out and not want to risk getting damage like that, but we actually lived the High Jump Kick. I think we had every chance to live. I'm pretty sure we couldn't get knocked out by any high jump kicks anyway, and I was able to get a free layer of spikes up, so that's why I wasn't too worried about him staying in, but I expected him to switch out, knowing the Rocky element and stuff. And now, too, with the jump kick, we actually see him doing both return and high jump kick, so he probably does not have Drain Punch, so there's no way for him to get this health back with the Mega Lob. He has to Wish or Healing, or Wish Pass or Healing Wish into it. You see, we get this thing from full to red just with Feral Thorn, and I'm so happy with that, because that means I can come in here with Medicham and pressure this thing out immensely, as he does decide to switch out. Basically, Medicham is going to be the thing in here to totally offensively check the Mega Lob, and he goes into the Aromatisse. I went for the Ice Punch. I was kind of expecting maybe Gliscor coming in, something like that. So I was decided, like, okay, I'll just go for Ice Punch. It's a safe hit. Like, it still does a good chunk to this thing. Like, it's nothing bad like that. But I need to switch out here and actually go into my Araquanid, because I found out Araquanid does not give two fucks whatever this Aromatisse really wants to do to me. He decides to go for the Wish. I was guessing here he was going to Wish Pass into something. Wish Pass, I don't know if I said that wrong. But really, no matter what he switches in here, like, it's going to get, like, a huge chunk of damage on it. So he actually decides, he does go for the Wish Pass, going into his Empoleon, and you're going to see here how much Banded fucking Water Bubble Liquidation Araquanid does. And, like, this shows it's nothing to fuck with. That's an Empoleon that would get two-shotted on any normal fucking day. We get the defense drop, which is so huge, because that means even though he got wished so high back, you know, back up to full and all that, or pretty much full thanks to leftovers, we can guarantee a 2-hit KO on this thing. Like, we will either force him out or 2-hit KO him. He decides to go for the defog, get those spikes that we set up with Ferrothorn away early. That's kind of bad for us because spikes were a really good thing to keep on the field, but I'm happy for us getting the Mega Lob and the trade-off down that much, and we can comfortably be able to 2-hit KO this Empoleon. He can't burn us with Scald. He can try Toxic us and attempt to not miss all that. He actually decides to set up his Stealth Rocks here with the Empoleon, knowing that really that's what he has to do. I don't have anyone on my team that can remove them, so those Stealth Rocks are here to stay, and he actually will go down to Araquanid. Rusev picks up his first kill, because it's Rusev Day, god damn it, and now he goes into the Mega Lob. And here's where I was a little confused, because like if he fake out and returns, he one-shots my Araquanid, and I can't have that happen with how much pressure Araquanid does. So I had to go here into my secondary Mega Lop counter, Mega Lop check thing in Zygarde. He goes, we see the Aura Break and all that stuff. He does go right for the fake out again, getting the safe fake out combo. Now that Ferrothorn's gone, he really has no reason not to use fake out anymore. He goes for the Ice Punch, as I kind of expected, and I will pop the Yachi, and I will live this very, very comfortably. And here's where I kind of started to play poorly with Zygarde. I probably should have just 1,000 Arrows and attacked, knowing he was probably thinking Ice Punch to kill. Like, I probably should have just attacked and taken out the Mega Lop here. But I felt like setting up would be a good idea, as I could actually take another Ice Punch after setting up my coil, and I could rest of this turn and get back to full health, and now I have a +1 Zygarde with full health. I can take 2 Ice Punches from this thing. Like, I felt like that was an okay play to do, but I still, like, hindsight, I probably should have just destroyed the Mega Lop when I could. Because now he's just going to switch out into the Aromatisse, and again, here's where I was kind of just misplaying with Zygarde a little bit. I stayed in this turn, obviously, to try to get one turn of Sleep Talk, see what I could get, see if it'd be something good, see if I could get at least damage on this thing, and we get another coil. So, we're set up twice. That's kind of good, right? And I probably here should have swapped out. Even though we were set up twice, I was at full health. I could have brought this thing in later and done some things, but I decided to stay in here and go for a second Sleep Talk, because I'm like, okay, if I get a +2 1,000 Arrows off now, I can then 2-hit KO when I wake up. I get rest again. So that really sucked, and the Moonblast here is not gonna, like, it's gonna hurt a lot. Like, I could have 2-hit KO'd if I had a second. I believe I could have 2-hit KO'd if I got the 1,000 Arrows that turn, and then 1,000 Arrows this turn when I wake up. Unfortunately, again, this is when I'm starting to kind of tilt a little bit, and I just click the rest again. I'm like, he's not gonna fucking attack me again. He won't do it. He'll expect me to switch out now. Like, he'll do that type of stuff. So I'll click rest again, we get back to full, and I'll be fine. And he just goes right for the Moonblast. Like, by all means, good plays on his part just to take advantage of when I'm kind of tilting. But it's like now here, I felt like here I had really no choice. During the battle, I was like, well, fuck, this thing just 1v1 the shit out of me. I shouldn't have stayed in, all that stuff, and I decided just to click the sleep talk again. Maybe get 1,000 arrows and get damage off of this thing before I die. Like, that's really what my goal was, and we actually finally get it, and we can see how much damage 1,000 arrows would have done, and that would have been a comfortable 2-hit KO before, because you remember he had that extra damage on him from earlier, before his leftovers and everything was coming back. So if we would have gotten that 1,000 arrows there, crit didn't matter. But if we would have gotten 1,000 arrows instead of the rest, we could have 2-hit KO this thing. Been a lot more scary of a Zygarde against him. That would have been a lot better for us. Next, I decided again just to bring out Araquanid though. Like, again, we found out this thing really doesn't touch me at all. Even with the Rock Sandwich, like, I still can come in and do some good things against this. He decides to switch out. And basically, he brings in the Gliscor, and this is where you see, again, how punked this... Like, I didn't understand why this Gliscor was here, and this just shows it didn't deserve to be here. Like, this Gliscor wasn't doing anything in this switch into Araquanid. He sacks it off to it. A good play to sack it off, because then he gets his Zerkatry in here for free. And, like, if he would have gone straight into Zerk, it would have been a 2-hit KO. It would have, like, I believe been a straight-up KO. But that's Aaron's as well. Here I switched into Torn. I kind of figured Thunderbolt, but again, it was like Medicham and Sneasel were both way too important to like go down to this thing. It was like if I got an Ice Shard plus a high jump kick from Medicham, I could kill this. Basically, I needed to hope that he wasn't Scarf, which was really scary. So unfortunately, Torn went down to it. He got his Beast Boost. I'm in here, I have to click Ice Shard because I need an Ice Shard plus a high jump kick to kill this thing and take out one of the biggest threats at the moment to my team. You can see that damage. It's not bad. Did about 30-ish%, 35-ish%, and we do end up knocking out, or he ends up knocking out Sneasel with the Thunderbolt, which is kind of sad for me because now he's at +2, and it's like he just runs through me if I either miss this high jump kick or if he's Scarfed. Either one of those two, I lose to the Zerkatry, which is really sad. But we can see the high jump kick comes through, and we will hit first, and we will hit hard. And the Zerkatry will go down. Thank God that Zerkatry goes down to the high jump kick. Like, that was one of the scariest things for us to do. But here, I can't stay in against this. I still need the Medicham to outpace Megalop. Like, that's the one thing. I still need this to outpace Megalop later. So I bring in, back in Rusev. He's doing his thing. He's being the threatening bug that he always could be. And he goes for the Moonblast. The Moonblast, again, we'll see how much this really doesn't do. And, like, it does a decent chunk, but it's, like, still, that's not as much as it could have done to any other mons. And, really, this Aromatisse is not living. Like, it wouldn't be living a Liquidation. So he decides to switch out and sack off his Lot Bunny to the Araquanid. But I was really glad, you know, I didn't... Coming into the game, not having a single answer truly for Lot Bunny, it didn't fuck us. Like, that was one of those things I was super happy about. Lot Bunny was not able to fuck us in the end. But he does come out with the Latios, and he will reveal later, or he'll show off the Psyshock, and I'm like, okay, well, I was kind of expecting, you know, a Dragon move. Now, even during the battle, I was like, maybe this wouldn't kill. But it does. So, sadly, Araquanid goes down after picking up 3 kills. Big day for Rusev, even though we're struggling a little bit right now. Big day for him. And here we will see that he is actually Scarf Latios as well. So our plan of keeping Scarf Medicham to sweep late game sadly didn't work. If we would have got a crit with this Ice Punch, then we could have really done some good damage. We could have, I think, taken out the last mon. Or the last one was Aromatisse. So yeah, I clicked Ice Punch because it was the best move I could have to hit Aromatisse, really, besides Zen Headbutt. But Zen Headbutt wouldn't have killed this thing. So that's where we're at with that. His Scarf outbeat our Scarf. And honestly, I'm just really, really, really glad that we didn't get dicked by Megalop. That was the one thing that I was super happy about, because like that was the thing that I had nothing for. Like my draft had nothing to beat Megalop. It wasn't just the team. Like I really didn't have any straight answers to it. But good game to him and everything. We lost 2-0 for week 1, which is kind of sad. But Rusev showed off a lot of good things for us. Like you guys can see now what I was talking about with the draft analysis, that like Water Bubble is fucking busted. You toss a choice band on that thing, and it will tear through teams. Like, it just punches so many holes. Being able to 2-hit KO a fucking Empoleon, I don't think is a slouching matter. Like, that's one thing that you shouldn't get 2-hit KO'd by Water-type moves, and he does. But anyway, check out his side of the battle and everything. The links to him down below. There will be another battle next week, as well as, a team builder before that, all that normal stuff. So yeah, that's where we're at for right now with this league with P4G. But I think we'll be able to do pretty well from here on. So without any further ado, thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson, this is Toxic Gaming, and as always, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys.